Bull or bear? I'm rolling a 2024 American Silver Eagle, BU of course, and she comes up a bear. Wow. Let's see what happens on Sunday night. Good afternoon, folks. A beautiful Saturday afternoon it is. I'm just back from the Lakeland show, and I've got the live Deerfield Beach cam. A cam I don't show very often, but what a beautiful day out there it is, and not as crowded as I thought, too, which is kind of unusual being spring break like it is. It looks like some folks out there are having a good time, enjoying our beautiful weather. I hope you're doing the same wherever you may live. And boy, that's not even the live shot. Let's see what the live shot looks like. Probably further on in the game. There we go. All right, let's take a look and see what's going on in the markets today. I'm going to X out of that real quick. And, well, what happened on Friday? 2165 is what happened. 2469 sub $25 level. And platinum at 89 sub 900. Kind of weird, that old tell that I've always talked about in the past couple years where platinum starts to move downward while gold and silver are in the green. Platinum starts to go red, and it seems like shortly thereafter, that day or the next day, gold and silver seem to follow those markets. All right, not because it's an organic market and platinum knows what the hell gold and silver is doing and has a brain for itself. No. It's because I believe that when they start to slam these markets, they do the slammies. It starts with platinum, goes in the silver market and gold market as well. Well, let's get into. We're not going to talk about manipulation today too much. Let's get into what I think is going to happen on Friday. I think we're going to see some lower numbers on Friday. I mean, it's just the way this works. And if we don't, hey, that's great. That's icing on the cake if we don't. But I think that we're going to see another slammy come up here pretty soon. And it's not because there's some entity out there selling huge amounts of silver or gold, for that matter. It's all, the prices are derived in a crooked derivative marketplace. That's just a fact. What are we going to talk about? Well, the expo I was at this week in the Lakeland, Florida Collectorama. Not Collector, that's my dad's show, sorry. And funny enough, this is the Whitman, Baltimore show. It's an older picture, and it just kind of shocked me to see in this picture right here, there's my father's partner that he originally started then. Gordon just passed away this last year. But my father passed away last year. But my father and Gordon used to own this show. They actually started this show back in Lanham, Maryland, in the Sheraton in the 1970s, and I forget exactly when it was. They moved it to the Baltimore Convention Center in the 80s, and it really grew to be a large show. Gordon, right there, pictured right there, my father, who's probably back against the wall here, where I used to set up with him as well. Sold the show to Whitman back in Little Coin Show history here. Sold the show back to Whitman back in I think it was the late 90s or something like that, mid 90s. Anyways, that kind of took me back a little bit seeing Gordon there. And I'm at that exact same table right now, which is funny enough. I didn't know that when I picked this photo, but I was this exact same table this last, Wednesday and Thursday, and I left on Friday. And this show is still running strong. It's one of the best shows in the country. And I hope you get to attend it at some point, Whitman. And you can catch me at this table normally a couple times a year. Well, besides where I was and what I did, little synopsis on the coin market right now is that it's hot, man. I'm really amazed at how good the coin market, the rare coin market has been. Not bullion, but the rare coin market has been in the last decade plus. I mean, it's harder and harder to get fresh materials. And again, this is an older picture right here. But now you will see a lot of young people. I was absolutely amazed at the 18-something and the 20-something-year-olds and 30-something-year-old people that I saw buying and selling coins at this show and other shows. A lot of hobbies have died. The stamp hobby has died. I mean, completely. You don't see stamp shows like this on any way, shape. I mean, you may see a stamp show that's about as big as this square right here now. I may be exaggerating a little bit, but the stamp market's just died except for the super rarities. The art market, the antique market even. The antique market, which was thriving, thanks to like the Antique Roadshow and things like that, has reduced itself to here in South Florida. We hardly have any antique shows anymore. I don't think there's any good local ones at all. Maybe a little bazaar here and there. Miami Beach still does their antique show. And where am I going with it? I'm just saying the coin market is super strong. I'm just amazed by it every day, and it's an industry I'm very familiar with. I grew up. This is what I do best, is rare coins and precious metals. If you can do rare coins, trust me, precious metals is easy to do. But I'm surprised at how good that market is. Now, does this mean you should invest in rare coins? Hell no. I don't think I have seen very few people ever invest in rare coins and do well. And hold on, before you get too far ahead of me here, what am I saying? What I'm saying is that I've never seen anyone just buy willy-nilly, buy rare coins and get lucky and be able to get the timing and sell them and make money. However, who does make money? Well, all these 20-something year olds out here buying and selling on a daily basis. They'd be like the day traders, I would call them. And who else makes great money in coins, generally speaking, or at least has a great time, is the hobbyist. Investors hardly ever make money in the rare coin business unless you're worth millions and millions and millions of dollars and you hire a guy to buy the coins for you and sell the coins for you, and you probably never even get to see the coins. And you get the right guy, yes, investors can make money. But for the most part, just like art and other things, investors generally get screwed in that stuff because, again, they have no passion for it. They don't follow it. And it's the same thing with the rare coin market. If you enjoy it as a hobby, there is good profit from two places. From the enjoyment of doing it and meeting fun people like you know, in an environment like this. And the hobbyists, they make the money. Because they take the time to make the mistakes, and usually small mistakes. And they learn it and they follow these markets, and they really generally always do well. Investors, not so much. All right, this is not really about rare coins, and I got to do rare coin videos someday. I know I keep threatening you guys, but this is about precious metals. Interesting article by Ted Butler. And by the way, if you're a silver dealer, precious metal dealer, and or you invest a lot in precious metals, I highly recommend that you hit that subscribe button to Butler Research for Ted Butler. Is, in my opinion, my experienced opinion, the most knowledgeable person out there when it comes to how silver markets and gold markets, but mostly silver, is played, and who the players are and how they rig the game, and how you need to know that stuff. Again, if you're going to sit down at a card table and you expect to make money, or at least break even, hopefully, and have some fun, you had better know how to play the game. And that's what Ted Butler will teach you how to do. But something I've been talking about for quite some time is that it seems like precious metals will get hit, right after the Fed speak. And a lot of metals talking heads will go out there and say, well, interest rates are up, and real rates, and people are going to get more money putting their money in treasuries and other places at 5, 6, 7% or whatever it may be. So they're going to get out of precious metals. Total bullshit. All right, that's just nonsense. For the most part, not the smart people at least. And Ted had this little comment here, which I agree 100% with, and I've said it many times. Before getting into the usual weekly format, let me discuss the initial sharp upward move after the Fed pronouncement late Wednesday, only to be followed by a sharp price smash on Thursday. In many ways, it was summarization of the ongoing silver price manipulation force of 40 years. And that's what really happened in the price smash we saw this last week. First, the price gyrations had obviously nothing to do with this or any Fed pronouncement over the years. Let's face it. What do interest rates, the dollar, or prospects of either have to do with silver other than fill the basic human need to attribute price movement to something we can relate to? And again, that's where I find that a lot of the talking heads out there, and I don't mean talking heads in a negative way, by the way, and I think someone may have construed that as, well, I'm a talking head, okay? But I think that Ted's exactly right, and that's what we've seen. I've seen these price smashes happen for the last couple decades, usually right before a Fed announcement that they're going to either raise interest rates or they are raising interest rates, particularly. And during Fed speak. And Ted puts out a good, well, what's he say? Collusive, crooked criminals, kind of similar stuff we've been talking about. But more or less, he's right. He's right. And it's a pattern I've noticed, is that they do slam the markets, when the Fed comes out to speak. And that's when the manipulative crooks go out there and smack down these markets, whether it's spoofing or whether it's just adding to short positions, heavy addition of short positions to knock out the longs. That's when they do it usually, right? Or that's when they like to do it. They do it all other times. They do it in the middle of the night. They do it on weak Sunday night trading early before the markets open up. They they do it when people would not, nobody in their right mind would sell silver into such a small, thin market. You know, I've seen those kind of knockdowns as well. Anything other than spoofing or just trying to knock the silver market down before it opens in New York or wherever it opens. Again, folks, it is not an organic market. It's a crooked marketplace filled with a bunch of sharks and 800-pound gorillas that have endless money that can really move a small market like silver and especially platinum around at will almost. And they do it collusively, and there's no doubt about that. Ted will tell you all about that. And they like to do it particularly after the Fed opens their big fat mouths. All right, kind of interesting video. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Gold and silver, where to next? I'm going to go over some comments here, and I'm going to go to the bottom here. I haven't talked about comments, and you're wondering, you say, Brian, don't you usually do this at the end of the videos? Yes, I do, but there's a particular reason why I want to do it today first. Give me 1 second, read the comments. My coffee. Cheers to you guys. First one, you're always first to me, sir. Zane, you as well. First, second, third, you guys are all number one to me. Silver Sliver says, if you're a pattern guy, then you're probably a statistics guy too and good at math. Yeah, I think I was mentioning in my last video that I can spot patterns. I kind of I can look at a macro picture and see patterns pretty quickly. Am I good at math? I don't really think so. You know, I'm great at math and statistics, not so much, but for some reason I can do that. But thanks, Silver Sliver. I appreciate that comment. Did I hear that India bought 2,000 tons of silver this past? Yes. And that brings up a really good point, and Ted Butler did talk about that in his recent article, is that typically, you know, when 2,000 tons, or what Ted Butler said was 25% of a year's production of silver gets sold to India. That should have knocked silver up $5, $6 an ounce, but it didn't. And you know why it didn't? Because the crooks went in and knocked it back down, provided a bunch of silver to give the appearance that there is no silver shortage, and so on and so on and so on. So yeah, absolutely, that is for real. India bought huge amounts of silver, and China's buying a lot of silver as well. And so far, I believe the crooks at JPM and the COMEX have been able to cover it to some point, but that'll end. Again, they've screwed this market up so badly that it'll eventually blow up in their faces. Maybe not, too. Maybe they'll just try to make it, it'll blow up one way or another. Markets are rigged. What a novel topic. Thank you, living the dream. Nothing novel about it. It's the same old tired bullshit we hear all the time, sir. Markets are rigged, and so is your whole entire life. And you might realize that unless you're living the dream. I'm only kidding. If you live in the dream, who cares? Christopher Ward says commercials can't have silver above 25, cost them too much. Until they exit those positions, and then again, that's something we've been wondering. When are they going to stop? When are they going to stop adding those short positions? When are they going to stop banging those longs? When are they going to stop spoofing? I mean, that's, you know, and there's no good reason for them to do it. The CFTC, who is the governing agency, is worthless as tits on a log. So I don't know. Let's see here, and I couldn't argue with that. You know, right now it would cost them a lot, especially if they're holding those kind of positions. Well, no, I don't think they are actually, but tough to say. If you aren't holding gold when it hits the fan, you likely never will. That's probably true. Since the rise of gold here in UK, physical gold is selling for less than spot. Yeah, same thing here. The coin and the bar market is really, if you wanted to buy, you know, coins, silver coins, gold coins, platinum coins, and bars, the premiums are just so cheap, especially in silver right now. It's just surprising. But that provides some confusion for people out there, that when folks like Ted Butler says there's a silver shortage, what Ted Butler is talking about, there's a silver shortage of available silver, not silver shortage like on the earth. You know, there's plenty of silver out there, but how much of it is available and at what price? And on top of that, you know, again, you'll have people say, well, look, they're SD or JM and APMEX. Comes my advertising. By the way, if you're looking to buy bullion, any amounts of silver, gold, or platinum, we beat all the locals here at Commercial Rare Coins. I also beat the big 800-pound gorillas, and when I say 800-pound gorillas with these guys, they're good guys. APMEX, SD, and JM will beat their prices. So if you're local and you live in South Florida and you're looking to buy, I was going to say rare coins, you're looking at that too, but if you're looking to buy gold, silver, and platinum, our prices are great, and we give great service down here. So please check us out. We're open 10 to 4 Mondays through Fridays. All right, I'll give you another advertising later. Let me get on with this. The premiums are just really cheap on silver right now. And again, that is not don't forget that the shortage is in 1,000-ounce bars in large quantities, that the ETFs and the COMEX deals in that kind of silver, and that industry people buy as well. Not our piddly ass, I'm sorry, I don't mean to say it like that, not our really the small segment of silver and gold market that we are, the physical stackers, the 1 ounce, 10 ounce, kilo and 100-ounce guys. We are such a small segment of this market, and right now that segment is bought out. I think very few people own gold and silver and platinum, number one, in physical form. A lot of people own it in ETFs, and that's another subject I want to bring up about ETFs here when I get a chance. That's where the vast majority of the public will buy gold and silver, is from ETFs. Us physical stackers and the dealers that supply the stackers and the manufacturers that supply the dealers, we are such a small segment. I mean, a fraction segment of the gold, silver, and platinum market. As big as it seems, and when you go on and you look at all the products that all these online sellers and your local dealer has, you go, wow, it can't be a shortage, man. There's plenty there and it's cheap. Again, folks, our market is meaningless in the grand scheme of things. It's the market in 1,000-ounce bars, the supplying COMEX and supplying the ETF with the silver, especially when you see 2,000 tons being shipped out of the United States into India. They're not in 1 ounce bars or 10 ounce or kilos. Those are 1,000-ounce bars, folks. And I know someone's going to say, well, SD has 1,000-ounce bars. What we own is insignificant to what really is needed. And I hope I conveyed that well. If not, ask me some more later and give me a call. Let's see here. Hi, Since the Rising Gold here. Okay, I read that one. Thanks, Ricky Vance. Appreciate you watching too. Don't pick on Santa. I know. I'm just trying to come up with a thing that we're lied to from birth, from Santa Claus to our government, to our news, to our... Anyways, let me not ride down that road again. No mention of Bitcoin today. I'm a major stacker, but enough to diversify into Bitcoin. You know what? I was pretty hard on Bitcoin, and I still kind of am. And that's pretty simple to explain, not because I hate Bitcoin and I think it's a terrible technology. A couple reasons. I don't fully understand it, and I don't want to be honest with you. And people say, well, why, Brian? Why? Well, I'm what you would call a hard asset guy. The idea of having my money floating around somewhere, and I know that sounds silly, and some of you guys, technical guys, it's not floating around, Brian, but the idea of it not being, hidden in my safe or buried in my yard or whatever you guys do with gold and silver. Again, I have safes and security, but the idea that I don't have access to it and that at any time I could lose the combination, at least my safe I could cut into it, but forget about it with Bitcoin. And I lose combinations and numbers all the time. It just frightens the shit out of me. So there's my reason. Okay, thank you, Eskimo. Appreciate that. Hope you're having a good day. Christopher McCormick says, by the way, I was trying to figure out what this $1.99 is, and apparently you've given me a $1.99. Chris, I appreciate that. I didn't even realize my video guy that uploads my videos and stuff and edits them. But really, if you notice, my videos aren't edited at all. Never have been. The only thing that's edited is the beginning and the end. That's pretty much it when he cuts it in. These things just are like live videos. But honestly, I didn't ask for the $1.99. I called him up. I said, "What are you doing? I'd rather have Christopher McCormick, for example, spend $2 on a premium or something for a silver coin." But it goes to him, and he's a hard-working guy with a young daughter that needs shoes. So it does go to him. But I was wondering, what is that? So thank you, Christopher. My video guy really does appreciate it. Anyways, let me move along here. Still stacking, got some vintage generic rounds. Awesome. Thanks, Jeff. Good to hear. And a couple dollars constitutional. That's cool. Michael says, hello, Brian. Just come to your store last time in Florida, maybe in June. Absolutely. Call to make sure I'm here because I do go around sometimes. I'm not always here in the store. So hopefully you can catch me and I can shake your hand and thank you for watching. Bri-Fi Speed says, you call those waves? Man, we don't get beat. Oh, I know what you're talking about. The little girl, man, you can't put like some brand new little girl surfing anything larger than a knee-high wave, and that's pretty much what we get in Florida most of the time, unless we get a hurricane swell or a northeast, big northeastern storm somewhere north where it slides through the slot and gets to us. That's when we get waves down here, but not that much. And I have been out to Newport. I've been to the Wedge, and I've surfed in Ventura for the last decade and a half, or couple decades, actually. I've been surfing in Ventura. I ran an event there, actually, in surfing. Well, anyway, thank Bri. Really appreciate the comment there. Everything is rigged these days. That's true. Really cool. Great show. Thank you. Appreciate that, Chris Fetters. Linda Compton. I know. Yes, that's true. Michael Matthews. Here, a sip of coffee for you, sir. We got some more talking here, so I better keep my throat wet here. I know, 25 to 1. That's kind of what I was thinking. I feel that, at some point we'll see a 25 to 1 gold silver ratio. To me, that would be what it should be. That's my opinion. But again, it's an opinion. Wilfred Vasquez says, thank you. Appreciate that, Wilfred. The silver storm is coming. That's true, Bob Silver. John Davis says, love your channel from Britain. On the tortuous double bluff theory, sellers may tell buyers manipulation because they're resulting on a realistic low. Prices making buying opportunities for small buyers, and their manipulators will eventually lose control and the stack will explode. More or less, that sums it up pretty good. Thanks, John Davis, and thank you very much for watching from Britain. West Stacks, 90% silver kills it. 90% silver kills your debate about trading silver for food or anything else. Technically, I know, but yeah, well, I'm going to get into that, Wes. I think you got a good point there, but it does not. And I really don't have a debate. It was just my comment and my challenge to people out there saying, listen, you're not going to use this stuff for barter or trading, more or less. Thank you. Appreciate that, Matthew. Russell King says, I've talked to farmers at farmers market that they would take silver. Where I live, I don't think I trust the bullion dealers if they would disappear. There's a coin. And how much money he has on hand. I know what you're saying there, Russell, but yeah, and actually it's kind of funny. I was around during the 1980s market when silver in $1980 hit $50 an ounce. We've only been there one time since then in 2012, but I remember the gas station down the street saying that they would take pre-1964 dimes, quarters, and halves and trade for gas, all right? And when I finally down the street from my dad's shop when I was working for my dad at Florida Currency and Coins on 2nd Avenue in Boca Raton, that goes back some years, the gas station on the corner there would trade for gas. So I asked him how much, and he was like paying half of what we were. But yeah, I mean, there's guys that understand and know what it looked like. But it was a different time, too. Remember, 1980, it wasn't 20 years prior, a little bit more than 20 years, but 20 years prior to that, we were still using silver coins in our change. And for the an end game investor here, and I think your name is Rafi, I believe, I'll debate you on silver being used as money for goods directly. What say you? I'm a YouTube talking head and a self-proclaimed expert. I don't know about the self-proclaimed part, but I guess we got a lot of those out there. But I looked at some of your videos, and you do appear to be a YouTube talking head like me. And the debate. First, let me preface this. I'd be happy to have this debate, if you want to call it a debate, or I guess I did call it a debate, or this, I hate arguments, so it won't be an argument, debate, discussion about silver being used as money for goods directly. All right, I'm going to get into this a little bit, and hang with me here, and I appreciate that comment. I've been saying that for years. I'd be happy to debate someone, but let's preface a few things first. Exactly what we're talking about: silver being used as money for goods directly. We have used silver as money, and up until actually 1970, if you really think about it, 1970 we were still making, or 1969 I should say, 65 through 69, we were still making half dollars out of 40% silver. I don't know why that is, but we stopped making dimes and quarters out of silver in 1965, and we haven't made money in silver since then. Well, hold on, I got to preface that as well. But the last official monies that was put out for general circulation, or business use, I should say, business strikes, business use type stuff, it would be 1969 Kennedy half dollars. And after that, we went to nothing but clad coinage with no silver whatsoever in it. Copper clad with nickel, which is what we still got today. So to answer his question right here, first off, I'd have to preface is that we have used silver for decades and decades and hundreds of years as money, okay? In Morgan dollars. I mean, that was money. It wasn't meant to be collected. So I'm not debating on whether silver has been used as money, because it has been up until not too long ago, but it is not used. I don't think, and I'm going to run this in my head right now, there is no country in the world right now that I'm aware of that is set up to take silver and gold in its businesses and its banking system. All right, meaning that yes, technically speaking, you could take that $50 gold eagle or that $1 silver eagle and go to your bank and deposit it. But here's the catch, all right? And we still make money. We still make silver money that you can use to buy goods with. However, here's where I'm going to start getting into some of this stuff. And follow with me, if you will. Rafi, I hope I pronounced your name. Rafi, my apology. Just kind of discovered you the other day when I saw this question. All right. There's a few reasons. There's a few different types of people out there that believe that we're going to use silver as money. And the ones that we hear the most about are the folks, the barter folks, okay? And I'm like fully aware of barter, and there's nothing wrong with barter. It's not illegal. It's been around for generations. Let's dare say tens and hundreds of thousands of years it's been around. Well, hundreds of, how long a human's been here, but let's just say it's been around forever. And this is the response that I give. There's a lot of people out there, and I'm not sure if it's you, Rafi, I don't think it is, but that believe that hoarding dimes, quarters, and halves, and that hoarding like silver eagles, that they will be able, when the dollar disappears, and that's a whole different topic I'm going to get into. When the dollar disappears, or everything goes up in a big nuke explosion, there's no banking system anymore, that they're going to be able to use silver dimes and quarters to buy food with or to trade with, or their silver eagles to trade with. No. It's not going to happen. And again, Rafi, if you're talking about that, then absolutely I'd have a debate with you, and we're kind of going to do it right now. The barter system, again, been around for a long time. However, the barter system may have worked with silver coins and gold coins back when we were on a silver and gold standard. Follow me this. We haven't been on a gold and silver standard per se. We haven't made money in silver since 1969, like I mentioned, when we make in halves. There was a whole generation that handled silver dimes, quarters, and half dollars every day, every single day of their lives, that understand what they look like and understand, that this is a real quarter, this is a real dime, this is a real silver eagle. And again, because they handled it every day. Not unlike a 10-year-old today that you could, or a 10-year-old or a teenager, that you could probably tell the difference between a fake $1 bill and a real one. And now there are some high-tech counterfeits, and I'm going to get into high-tech counterfeits as well, but for the most part, even a 10-year-old has handled enough dollar bills and coinage of our realm, of their realm, of their time frame, and none of it silver, okay? I'm talking about people that haven't handled any silver coins in their lifetime or gold coins, right? Even this generation, because they've handled, as a kid, you handle so much money that you know and kind of what it feels like, almost to the point you know what it smells like, looks like, tastes like. You're just so familiar with it. None of the generation after 1969 has a frickin' clue what real gold and silver coins look like, all right? Not to mention, the counterfeiting of gold and silver has gotten so much better than where it was at that time. All right, so, let me get into a couple things here. Here's my point in a barter system. The counterfeiting is so good now, and that very few people could, you'd have to have the right equipment. Again, how are you going to be Joe Blow and go trade? Some guy's got food that you want to eat, and you got your gold and silver coins, and you're going to go over there and you're going to say, here, I'll take your chicken or something like that, all right? How's the guy going to test it? How's he going to know it's real, all right? And considering that most of the generation that'll be doing this trading, if there is ever any kind of trading like this, has no freaking clue what a real gold or silver item looks like. And again, this is just one of my few points on whether people are going to accept gold and silver for for trade. They're more likely to accept a candy bar, and that's why I kind of got this video up here. All right, let's just watch this for a brief second here. And if some of you have never seen this, but this guy's for real. He took a 100-ounce bar and a bar of candy. And this tells me you're more than likely to be able to barter with a Hershey candy bar than you would a piece of silver and gold. Ready?
Free Hershey bar or a free bar of silver? Which one would you like?
Hershey,
you want the Hershey? Go ahead. It's yours.
You
don't want it. Which one would you like? Just take one, please. Whatever you want.
Okay, I'll take this one. Isn't that
You take the
silly?
Hershey bar?
Yeah. Chocolate.
Oh, you'd rather have the chocolate. Okay, well, take it. It's free. Whichever one you want. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I'd rather have a Hershey bar.
You'd rather have the Hershey bar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I thought this was like a thing.
Well, it is a thing, but you'll figure it out someday. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm busy.
Oh, okay. Free Hershey bar or free silver bar?
Hershey's.
Okay, well, it's yours then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You as well.
Take one of these, please.
Okay, I can probably continue this video, but you get where it's going, all right? And if you want to watch it, just type in people choose candy bar over 10-ounce silver or whatever. And these are real videos. Now, granted, it's probably too good to be true, and I'll take the candy bar, but think about this. The recognition level was only for the Hershey bars. You know why? Because these people right here, all these people that said, I'll take the candy, they've handled tens of thousands of these candies in their lifetime. They're familiar with it. Just like if they handled 100-ounce bars or 10-ounce bars of Silver Eagles, they would have probably said, give me the Silver Eagle. But that's not the case, folks. And these people also have no way, even if they were to take the 100-ounce bar, even if they were to take a Silver Eagle, would be able to tell a real one from a fake one, especially nowadays with the high-quality fakes. So this to me takes the idea that you'll be trading you'll be trading your gold and silver for goods and stuff completely off the table for 99.9+% of the population out there. Not to mention that 99+% of the population out in the United States owns no gold and silver. And in a barter situation, what are you going to barter with? I mean, again, I just disagree with that 100%, and that's a point that I would definitely debate anyone on, because this is a no-lose for me in this situation. So, as far as trading this kind of stuff, no, you won't be trading it for food. People don't know what it is. We're long past a generation that would be able to recognize it as well. If you're stacking out there thinking that you're going to buy food with this, then you're stacking for the completely wrong reasons, all right? And I'm going to tell you what the right reasons why you're stacking gold and silver. I'm going to get into that in a moment here, and let's move along. Funny video. Highly recommend anyone watch it that wants to. Folks, this is it. This is why you're buying gold, silver, and platinum. And you're not buying it to buy food with or barter with, all right? The only reason that we'd be able to buy food with a gold and silver is if we went back on a gold or silver standard, or we went back to sound money. And I tell you, folks, ain't never gonna happen. The powers to be are never gonna put gold and silver back in your hands. They may say that we've got your money back by it somehow, but they're never gonna put it back in your hand. All right, I digress a little bit. Let me move on here. This is the reason that you want to own gold and silver. Hyperinflation. Not just hyperinflation, inflation in general. Don't forget that a 1964 quarter would buy you a gallon of gas in 1964, all right? That same quarter, if it wasn't made out of silver, how much gas would it buy you? Nothing, all right? But that 1964 quarter is currently worth, what, $3 or something like that? I'm a little bit under on that, 3 1/4 or something. That'll still buy you almost a gallon of gas. So silver has kept up with inflation, or silver has kept up with the cost of living. The dollar has not, all right? And Investopedia, by the way, is one of my favorite websites. Don't look at Wikipedia. They suck and they lie. And even Britannica online just is terrible. Investopedia kind of tells you like it is. And you can watch this video for yourself here, but I think I'm just going to play you a video here, make it simple for myself and you, and not trying to re-explain this whole thing. It's a 1 minute and 27-second video. You can fast forward if you want, if you're familiar with this, but let me play this video. And this is the reason you want to own gold and silver, folks. Or at least I think it is. Hang on a second. Oh, they're going to make a liar out of me. Not a liar out of me, but come on, man. Am I going to be able to get that thing to work? Let me just do a quick refresh on that screen. Yes, I know. Not edited. That's me, Mr. Not Edit. All right, let's see if I can get that, get rid of all that stuff. What is hyperinflation? 4, 3, 2, 1. They're going to make me watch the ad. Somebody's going to wish you fast forwarded through this. Oh, there we go.
Hyperinflation is an economic term describing rapid, uncontrolled price increases. During periods of hyperinflation, the real value of domestic currency erodes at a rapid rate. Prices increase as people who hold the currency seek to get rid of it as quickly as possible because they know that the cash will not purchase as many goods tomorrow as it does today. One cause of hyperinflation is when, during a depression, the money supply expands rapidly without a corresponding economic expansion. This creates a large supply of money with little demand for it. The currency then loses its value. Hyperinflation is also caused by political instability and war. Currency loses value because people lose confidence in the government that backs it. Some people even switch to a more stable currency from another country. Sellers require a risk premium to be enticed to accept the currency. The risk premium is reflected in higher prices. A number of countries have experienced hyperinflation throughout their history, including Brazil, China, France, Greece, and Poland. In 1994, Brazil had an inflation rate over 2,000%. One of the most famous periods of hyperinflation was in Germany during the early 1920s, when hyperinflation reached a peak of almost 30,000%.
Well, there you go, folks, in a nutshell. And for those of you guys that fast forwarded, I think this was an important thing to show some folks that aren't familiar, that are trying to tie why I own gold and silver to inflation and hyperinflation, because gold and silver carry its own value. They hold value at the very least, okay? And you're never going to wake up and hear it went bankrupt. I mean, I know stocks and there's different things that you can invest in where you can make a ton of money, but you can also lose a ton of money. That's never going to happen with gold and silver unless you overpay or you go to the wrong people. What were we talking about? Sound money. This is the this is the reason why I believe that people should own gold and silver and platinum, not the bullshit idea. And I said it. Yeah, I did say it. Of where is it? Right here. Bartering, and not for the bullshit reason that you'll use it to buy goods or that our government is ever going to go back on a sound money stand. We're not. I mean, I'd probably make a sizable wager to say that we are never going to have the government handing out gold and silver coins to use as money instead of dollar bills and cheap clad coinage. It's just not going to happen. All right. And so let's get back to sound money here real quick. That is the reason you own gold, silver, and platinum, not for the idea that you're going to have to take your 10th ounce gold eagles or your 1 ounce silver round eagles and go buy chicken with it. That's just not going to happen, folks. I mean, it can. If your neighbor understands what gold and silver and likes gold and silver looks like, and he has chickens and you have gold, I mean, sure. I mean, barter happens today. There are people that still use barter. There's even websites that talk about barter, but for a majority of Americans to be put into that type of no, it's not going to happen. And the Armageddon situation of the world, the banking system ends, the government kind of ends, and that you're out there like Kevin Costner and the postman or whatever the heck it was, trying to get food and going in between. That's not going to happen. We will eat each other probably until we run out of humans before that happens. So I know I said it. So sound money. That's the reason you want to own gold, silver, and platinum. And like I said, folks, there was a time when our generation, my generation and prior, and not even my generation, I didn't handle many silver coins. You got to remember, I was like the ass end of the boomers. But the early and mid boomers, you could put a dime, quarter, half of silver in their hand and probably put one of the current counterfeit copies of one in their hand as well. And I would bet you they could probably tell if they took a minute to look. And that's because of familiarity, decades and years of familiarity. That same story I told you with kids, kids and people now wouldn't know this from a piece of nickel or steel stamped on it. They wouldn't. So you think you're going to trade that? No. So Rafi, there's, if that's kind of what you wanted to debate, I don't think we really should. Although I'd love to discuss some things with you, and if you want to discuss it more, I'd be happy as well. Give me a call or just send me a message or something like that. And maybe we can do a kind of a little thing on each other's channels or something. I'd be happy to do that. But if you're going towards the kind of discussion of barter on the doomsday, the end is near kind of scenario, then man, save your time, buddy. I appreciate the offer, though. But again, happy to discuss it with you. And by the way, a YouTube talking head is not a bad thing. anybody that goes out and does YouTube videos, I call them talking heads, and I'm one as well. So hope you didn't take that personally. And I didn't even mention you by name. I don't even think I knew who you were until recently. But again, thanks for the comments. I really appreciate it. And I'd still happy to debate on the issue or discuss it at least. All right, where are we going from here? I don't know. Well, there you go. We're going to the wheelbarrow full of marks. And in a situation where the banking system breaks down, in a situation where you have hyperinflation, in a situation where you have war, everyone is familiar with the period when Germany was going through hyperinflationary times. All right, if you're a rare coin dealer, you have bought 5 million and 100 million mark notes. We're familiar with seeing them. I have bought packs of these notes right here. These are probably 10,000 or 1,000 marks, or at the height, again, 5 and 10 million and 100 million marks. It would take a stack of those. That would buy maybe a loaf of bread if you were lucky. What's the point of my story telling you about this? Well, even in the worst case scenario, not Armageddon where nuclear bombs are and the end of the world like Kevin Costner's Postman, but in the type of scenario where people are talking about, yeah, we'll barter, and the banking system is near collapse and we're in super hyperinflationary. No, you're not going to barter. You're going to take your gold and silver platinum. You're going to go down to your local dealer or someone that buys gold, silver, and platinum, and you're going to trade your 1 ounce silver eagle, your 10th ounce gold for this wheelbarrow right here. Then you will take this wheelbarrow of familiar notes that the public is familiar with and that the banks and whatever stores are open are familiar with, and you will buy whatever products you want with them. But you'll get rid of them very quickly. Hyperinflation. Don't forget, you don't want to hang on to that. But will you take your silver eagle and your 10th ounce to go buy food or deposit in the bank to pay your bills? No, you will not. All right, you again will trade it for that wheelbarrow full of marks, just like they did in hyperinflationary Germany. Probably one of the best examples of inflation at its worst, with the banking system on the verge of collapse and major wars happening around them, and yet they were still using wheelbarrows full of worthless fiat to buy goods with. And trust me, this dude and his family, and even his little 10-year-old, they had gold and silver coins, but nobody was using them because it was easier to sell them when you needed them for this. You didn't want to hang on to this stuff. Does that make sense, folks? Anyways, I hope I made some sense to this, and I hope, Rafi, if you'd like to give me a call, feel free anytime. And again, I'd still love to have a long discussion on this issue with this kind of stuff. And anybody... One of my big pet peeves is the dealers out there that sell $20 gold pieces and denominated, like 20s and 10s to people and say, well, listen, they won't confiscate 20s and 10s because it's legal. God, those people drive me nuts. There is a certain amount of people out there that put people into overpriced $10 and $20 gold pieces, way overpriced. And by the way, any of you guys that have bought 20s and 10s, you're losing all your premium right now. And exactly what I said would happen came true. And I don't want to point any names. One of them was 3 letters, I something something, who she's been pushing these overpriced bullshit 20s, in my opinion, for decades. And right now, it's it ain't paying crap, all right? And again, that's a debate I'd love to have as well with some of these folks out here. Well, anyways, I want to thank everybody for watching. Make sure you check out, I've been spending more time out here on X and had some interesting conversations with some folks. And boy, you really see some weird shit out there as well. But there's my channel, Brian Kuzma right there. There's my little store. And I've been putting some little things out here, like I can see a flush and gold back to a low 2K level temporarily, and silver maybe another $1 or so. And this is just my opinions. But you can catch me out here. You can also catch me on Rumble. I have not been updating lately, but I will. I'll get back to updating this stuff and being timely with it. And that's it, folks. And of course, my favorite saying, and I'm going to just keep saying it again. I was trying to find something new here this last year, but I'm going to go back to it. Think for yourself and question authority, only because it's timeless and it's so meaningful. And when I say think for yourself, folks, don't just listen to me, Talking Head Brian, or other talking heads. Think for yourself, and I always question the authority. I'm no authority on this stuff. I know a little bit more than other people, but always question authority, especially authority that tries to tell you what to do. Anyways, that's it. This is Brian Kuzma, our commercial ware, coins, and precious metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. If you're looking to buy gold, silver, and platinum from $1 worth to millions of dollars worth, we can help you out. That's for bars, coins, and that type of products. Been around a long time. I've been doing this since 1977. I've been in this location since 1995. So if you live in South Florida, we are a brick and mortar. We don't do online sales. I don't have an online site. I am a traditional brick and mortar store. No derivatives here. And if you live in South Florida, we are the place to come to. We'll be at Mex, SD, and JM for my local folks that think that maybe it's easier to sit at home and get your stuff in the mail. That would make me nervous. But we will beat their prices, and they're the 800-pound gorillas out there. And we'll also beat the locals here in South Florida as well. Just let us know what the best deal is, and we will more than likely beat it, I'm sure. That's it, folks. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you this week. Bye now.